So folks, it seems like we're at a crossroads in America right now in terms of people wanting to take our guns, people wanting gun control, people thinking that we can't handle ourselves, and then people who wish to do us bodily harm by robbing us and smacking us across the face, robbing us and shooting us, 15 million other different things. Crime is not going down. I know the reports say, oh, it's going down. It is the funniest thing I've ever seen though. Why don't we just touch on that for a second? If you look up, why is crime so high in Google, you're gonna see a bunch of articles right now saying, crime is actually going down, even though it doesn't feel like it, okay? So then why the push for gun control? Maybe it's because it's not legitimately going down, it's just how you guys fluff numbers, and then you say, oh, well, crime is really bad whenever it has to do with guns. But when it has to do with, I don't know, everything as a whole, like people robbing grocery stores, a Walgreens, a jewelry shop. Nobody cares about that. That's just somebody's hard-earned work. Then it's, crime isn't that bad. And that's what today's video is about. A culmination of why us as Americans believe in our Second Amendment, believe in the God-given right to defend ourselves, and not just the right, the responsibility. Life is a gift and we are responsible for protecting it. Not just our own. So if we are not prepared for the evil in the world, it's irresponsible. Simple as that. Guys, look, men nowadays, especially probably ATF agents, have low testosterone. Comes from a lot of different things, drinking out of plastics, just age-related decline. So guys, I've been taking terkesterone and Sustanch with Tongkat Ali for about 6 months now. And I gotta tell you, I am super impressed with the results. This is the natural way to get your testosterone up, cut age-related weight gain, maximize your results in the gym, and ultimately get your test levels to a point where they're regulated. So once again, I asked Black Forest to give you all an awesome deal. Here's what it is. When you buy terkesterone with Sustanch with Tongkat Ali, they're throwing one of each in for free. There's gonna be a link below the video. Go get your testosterone optimized. Today we have a perfect example. In Colorado, there is an apartment building. Colorado. This isn't even downtown Chicago or St. Louis or San Antonio even. A group of illegals from Venezuela decided to just take over this entire apartment building. With ARs, with pistols, and I gotta tell you, it's amazing that they call for gun control after stuff like this.
It is a situation in Aurora involving Venezuelan migrants that's been brewing for months. With every verifiable fact, there has been some misinformation and rumors. Well, tonight, we have new information on what we've learned is happening inside an apartment complex. This video has been making the rounds online since yesterday. Shows armed men walking through a building, knocking on doors, then entering an apartment. A former resident and at-city council member tells us these men are part of a dangerous Venezuelan gang, and their numbers have been growing steadily because of the crisis at the border. The apartment complex is at 12th and Dallas and Aurora. That's east of the border with Denver and just a mile or so from the popular Stanley Marketplace. Tori Mason is your reporter in Aurora. Tori joins us now. You talked with a woman who lived there, watched all of this unfold, and she certainly said this was terrifying for her.
Yes, Karen, and even though she's moved, she's still terrified. It takes bravery to speak out on something like this, but she says it's worth it if it means action will be taken. There have been rumblings of new gang activity in Aurora all summer. Officials have skated around the topic, but now there's video and victims they can't deny.
Pretty shocking, to say the least, but I don't know. I just kind of want to know from y'all. How would you feel if you weren't armed in this situation? How would you feel if you lived in the apartment with the red door and they're in the apartment with the white door and you have no gun because Kamala Harris decided to make so strict gun control that you can't have one? What do you do? Hey guys, you're welcome to all of my stuff. Yeah, just please don't shoot me, my newborn, and you know, anyone else I love. Thank you. Oh, you don't speak English? Okay, I'm screwed. So I think the question becomes, what are Americans more afraid of? I know people like to sound badass and say, oh, I'm not afraid of anything, but we all have fears. One of my fears is being in a situation where I can't be armed and something like this happens. Not because of me, but because of everyone around me. I am unable to protect and really to serve. But what's the bigger fear? Is it, oh man, is the ATF gonna come and look at me if I buy a gun. Oh man, guns are so unsafe. Oh man, I got kids, I can't get a gun. Or the possibility of this happening to you and your family one day. I don't think it's that tough of a choice. Now, I'm just curious, what would y'all do if you saw this in your apartment complex or in your neighborhood or whatever? Do you call the cops? Maybe for cleanup?
It's really like being held hostage.
Cindy was a prisoner in her own home. She's lived in this building at 12th and Dallas for years. This summer, when crime got worse, Cindy got cameras. Doorbell video shows a group of armed men forcing their way into her neighbor's home. Another night, her camera outside captured two men approaching a vehicle, guns drawn. She's called 911 so often, they know her by name.
He said, ever considered leaving? If I could afford to leave, I wouldn't be there.
Seriously though, what do you do? Even if you have a gun, there are 4 guys with guns. Body armor only protects here. You still got big ass arteries in your legs, your arms, your neck, your head. So is this a gun issue or is this a immigration issue? Would they even be here if they didn't let everybody just flood the border? I mean, we have seen news story after news story of illegal immigrants doing some pretty heinous stuff in America. Immigrants that just walked through. Now, not all of them are bad. That's like saying all cops are bad or all white people are bad or all black people are bad. It's pure ignorance, but there are some that are horrible people. So if there's no process to say, well, are you a criminal? Are you gonna go into an apartment complex, take it over, walk around with your AR and intimidate people? If there's no process like that, we can't let anybody in. I don't know why this is so difficult.